Hello everyone and welcome to my fifth MKM draft. Again, it's my actual fifth draft. I have not done any unrecorded drafts. And it's an easy first pick. Cryptic Code is one of the better rares in the set. It's really good. I'm gonna take that. Let's see the other options. Case of the Gateway Express, I like it. I wouldn't mind first picking it. This is kind of a pro card. It's not worst as a 5 mana 2/5 crown creature hexproof, but you really want to make the ability to do something, and I don't know if there's enough self mill in this set to make it work. It's a pretty funny card though. The dual leech, I like it quite a bit actually. This is a good one. Out of the commons, there's a shock and decent role players here. It's a good pack, but yeah, this thing is just basically a 3 mana 3/2 unblockable. And it's not just that, but if you would see a card that is a 3 mana 3/2 unblockable, well, you would just pick it. But this does so much more than that. Because you can, you get extra cards and you can keep doing this the same thing if the game kind of drags all that. Now we have a couple of rares here still left. Judith, Carnage, Connoisseur. Okay, so this triggers off 3 instant and sorceries. Well, of course, these are very good options, both of them. So if you get one trigger out of this, it's great. Hunted Bone Brute, 6/2 menace for 3, or you can kind of pay total of 5 to not give the tokens to the opponent. There's also just a murder in here. I like the Judith a lot. I mean, this is not 2 colors. I think I still take Judith here because I can get some kind of a splash going on, maybe, if I want to be able to play both of these. Hotshot Investigators. Yeah, this is okay, but I think that's all it is. Soul Enervation is in here. I like that a lot, but I think I like the Cold Case Cracker a lot too. I mean, a 4 mana 3/3 flyer. Not so good nowadays than it used to be a long time ago. But it ties into a clue token, so that is worth it. And I would like to play blue as my main color to make the Cryptic Code as good as it can be. But Soul Enervation is a little bit tough to pass up here. I'm gonna take that. But I would have wanted to also take the 3/3 flyer in there. Any reason to... That's a good card, because you can basically play this instead of a land. But is there any reason to, see if I can be blue or black or red? The confiscation isn't that great. I don't think this is so good. I don't really want to take a white or green card here though, necessarily. There are decent enough options. I think I'll take the Stalker. I like it like slightly more than the other options. The Detonation is... I don't like it that much unless I'm very heavily in the clue business. Well, I get a murder in here. I think the person of interest is quite good too, but murder is the easy pick here. And now I know I will be black. Now can I be blue-black to make the best use out of this thing? Or do I have to be like black-red and maybe consider splashing this thing? Now there is a Fairy Snoop. And there is an... that, and that. Okay, well the red cards aren't that amazing. I like this card the most out of this pack. And this is, by the way, not really a limited card. Destroys opponent's artifacts. The agent is okay, but I might be blue-black. And you can play this in non-blue-black decks, but I like to have the option available to just cast this as a 1/4 when you need to do that. Another pack with a Whip Cracker. I also passed one of these No More Lies, but here it's a very easy escape tunnel. I do want to splash for this thing. If my deck ends up being blue and black, which it might still, that might still change. Um, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be drawing multiple cards that much, but out of these options, unless I still, I mean, I have seen a bunch of good green cards, but I haven't picked them, so why would I start now? I like this in aggressive decks, this won't be one, so I'll take the Analyst. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it, but I think it's fine to pick at this point. Behind the Mask, no, I don't like that. There's the Hexproof 5-drop. I think I'll just take another Stalker instead. Or do I want to take the Informant? If I'm just splashing for red, then not. I'll take the Stalker number 2. And I can take the Assailant. Macabre Reconstruction, sure. And some green stuff. Okay, this actually helps with the splash, and I don't really have a 2-drop, so why not? So the case of the Gorgon's case is, it's only good if you can solve it. And it says 3 or more creature cards were put into graveyards from anywhere this turn. And it doesn't even count tokens, because those, while the tokens go to graveyard and trigger death triggers, they are not creature cards. I'm not sure I want to take such a card. But I might just take the Slice from the Shadows. It's a bit expensive, but I could be like a little bit of a control-ish deck. There's of course the Trophy, which is okay, and there's the Lightning Helix, which is great. Trophy is just okay because it does give the opponent land, and you don't want to do that early. But yeah, I took the removal spell. Then there is the Case of the Filched Falcon. You control 3 or more artifacts. Well, I don't think I necessarily care about it. Extract a confession. Should I do this? I know there's this thing too, but I have a bunch of expensive things there and maybe not that much fodder to sacrifice. Yeah, I'll take the Edict effect. You can dodge the bad scenarios if you can collect 6, evidence 6, because, you know, sometimes the 2-mana Edict does exactly what you want it to do. The opponent has to sacrifice an actual meaningful creature, but sometimes they have fodder, and then with this card you can actually wait until you can collect evidence to still get a reasonable outcome out of it. Dramatic Accusation, that is not good in decks that have Edict, although I can make them shuffle the creature away, so maybe it's not the worst. I do want to splash for red. I'm not sure if I take the shock. I think I'll take the Agent now. It's always a fine 2-drop. Make them, I mean, a little bit of a hand hate there. What's this? It's this from Ixalandi. I was like, what? This is not a vampire themed set. At least there's no typal vampire cards, even if they are vampires. Yeah, I'm not taking this, of course. I will be taking another Fairy Snoop. I'll try to be like a blue-black control deck. I need to get some defensive things, but I think that Jaded Analyst works here in such a deck. This doesn't draw a card though. It doesn't trigger the Analyst's attacking ability. Alright, so Burden of Proof is in here. I do like it actually quite a bit, but I think because Judith is so good, I'd rather just have the Escape Tunnel. But I would have played this as a flash. I'm not because I have a detective passive, but it is decent interaction. But I guess I have some number of interaction. Anyway, Escape Tunnel it is to make the Judith reality. I don't think I have detectives. What? I have 6 detectives. Well, the thinking cap is actually... Well, the thinking cap is actually... Oh, that's a reasonable pick now. I was thinking about the magnifying glass. Like having this kind of a late game focus deck. Maybe I need the extra mana and value, but I'll take the thinking cap because I didn't realize that 6 of my 9 creatures are in fact detectives. Alright, so another Fairy Snoop. There's a Gleaming Geardrake, which is good, but I'm only splashing for red, so I'm not taking it. I have a couple of detective options. Do I need a 2-drop just for mana curve reasons, or am I gonna take the card drawing one? I think I'm gonna be greedy and take the Snoop here. What do we have in here? Dramatic Accusation again, Multipede, the bounce thing. I think the bounce thing could be something good here. I don't think this one is good for my deck. The Accusation. I guess this is... Let's do a little bit of tempo card. I have card advantage generating cards, so let's get some tempo cards as well. Don't think I care about that, but I don't think I can play this one either. I take this if in case I want to sideboard it in or some nonsense like that. I wouldn't mind having another Strider, but I'm actually, with 2 escape tunnels, quite happy with the splash of 1 card so far. I do want to have the Analyst though. And is this something I could play? I'm gonna put it in the deck. I'm splashing for red, so I will have to see if it's actually something I can play or not. Another thinking cap, but I think 1 thinking cap is the maximum I'm gonna play. What's this? Tap X target creatures, they get stunned. This is a tempo play. I mean, it's not for my deck. This is good in some kind of a tempo deck or like blue-white I could see. What's this? Okay, this is just basically a draw X cards with black X. Fester leads drama. I'm taking this draw card. The draw spell. At 4, because you can play also lands and any spells you can always cast because of the clause saying that. You may spend mana as any color. Well, I'm gonna take the Deadly Cover Up, but I actually wouldn't mind having this. This is a really nice control magic. It turns the creature into 1/1, but it has Death Touch, so the opponent is annoyed to deal with the 1/1 Death Touch that was their creature. But of course I'm gonna take the Destroy All Creatures. If evidence was collected, I can exile a card from the graveyard and then get any duplicates out of them. I don't think that's too relevant, but this is of course a very good card, so let's take that. It's just sad that the chorus to kill is in the same pack. I don't think it can come back. It's good enough that someone is gonna at least splash it. Well, I got some good options here. I mean, I would actually just be happy with another Extract a Confession, but there's a Leering Onlooker. It's exactly what I'm looking here. Defensive 2-drop. That gives me value later in the game. That's absolutely the pick over the other options here. I don't have a lot of blue cards, by the way, but it's still 8. Another Onlooker. What is this? This is like a mono black almost deck. If I did not have these Jaded Analysts, I could consider it as a mono black deck. But yeah, let's just take this and move on. Is this a detective? Not quite. Sudden setback. Yeah, I don't think this case is that great. Do I want to have the Fairy Snoop number 4 or the Crime Stopper Sprite? I think I'll... What's this? Yeah, I don't care about this. Yeah, I'll take the tempo thing here now. Oh, I'm splashing for red. Menace, Ward 2, Haste. When it attacks, sacrifice any number of creatures. What is this? I don't know if it's good. Might actually take the Reasonable Doubt here. I don't think this is so good for my deck. Maybe I misread it, but I felt like it's not what I need. Well, Fair Flight is good, but maybe not for this deck. Could have a Project Inspector or just a Slice from the Shadows. Let's take all the removal here. It doesn't add up. Dramatic Accusation. This can be played as a land or as a creature. It is kind of a way to enable a splash, but well, actually, I can consider it. I can consider it. Magnifying glass. Did I take one? I actually did not. Maybe I should do this though. I have so many cards though. Okay, I'm taking the glass for some matchups where I think it's gonna matter. 4 mana 3/4 if I ever care about such a thing. It's an option for me now. Alright, so out of these options, I have a macabre reconstruction, maybe not interested in the meal thing. I'll take the conundrum now, but it's gonna go straight to the sideboard. Yep. Okay, I don't mind having this. Okay, so this says, okay, you investigate twice and then you can get some thopters when you use up those clues. So how many things investigate? Nothing else. So I'm going to cut it. I can still use it as a sideboard card in a very slow matchup, because in the end this will give you 2 cards and 2 1/1s. Which is of course a lot for one card, but it takes a lot of turns and a lot of mana to do all that. So it's not what I'm going to use in the main deck. And that also means that I have only one red card, making them Branch of Witukazi somewhat reliable, in enabling the splash here. I have now 10 total instants of sorceries, so a lot of triggers for this thing. But I have to make some cuts, definitely. I think the Rot Farm Multipede can go. I don't need that many creatures in this deck. Creature cards leave my graveyard. Menace and Lifelink and the +1/+0, of course, is gonna matter a lot. But I don't have that many ways to trigger it, because mostly you get this ability if you collect evidence. I know Macabre Reconstruction works there as well. But do I even have any cards that collect evidence? The Wrath effect is one, but okay, there's the Sprite and this thing. A couple of ways to, make this bigger, but I don't think the 3/4. It's a good defensive card though. But I have to cut something, and I think it's the first cut I'm gonna make. And I will also cut the thinking cap. I can consider playing it. I can consider playing it out of the sideboard if I, for some reason, need it. So this is now... I have a lot of detectives, so the cap won't be that bad, but... What do I do with the analysts? I'm not going to draw a lot of cards, because these don't draw you a card. You put one in your hand, and that's not drawing a card. It won't trigger these analysts. So yes, I guess the main purpose of these things is just to be a blocker. But... Okay, how about the Assailant? I don't think this quite is the kind of card I need here. No, that's an easy cut, I would say. And I think I'm going to cut one of the analysts. So let's leave the other one. Let's also check out the creature curve. And let's put some of the disguise creatures. Well, these are already in the 3-drop slot. This will always cost 3 mana whether you disguise or not. And then these have the option to be disguised. So in terms of curving out, I have now 1, 2, that's total of 5 2-drops when talking about creatures, and a ton of 3s. And my 4s are the innovation, setback. Do I want to play this at all? Because I'm thinking that should this be... this is definitely a 17 land deck. I'm not gonna consider running 16, but would this have to be my 18th land? That's what I'm thinking here. Maybe it's not so important to have the creature option here. I think I'll play 17 lands and I won't be using the branch with Ugazi because I want to have my colored mana still functional. But yeah, one more card. I'm gonna make one more card. I guess my 4-drops can be these things in here. I'm a little bit skeptical about the macabre reconstruction. Especially because, for example, the onlookers, they already do something while they are in the graveyard. I don't need to bring them back. And the total creature count is fairly low in here. I think I don't need this kind of a card in here. So I guess my turn 4 will sometimes just be playing another 3 mana thing, which is okay. Also, this thing is, let's put these things to the 4-drop slot because I'm not gonna play them with just 1 mana. But these will usually cost 3 to 4 mana, or 3 mana or more, because at 3 mana you can kill a disguise creature, because this has the uncounter ability. So anything I don't want to have here. I think this is a fine main deck. Now my card draw is mostly just the outrageous robbery, isn't it? What else do I have? Well, I have the triple snoop, of course. Well, it doesn't draw your cards, but you know, still it gets you an extra card. These get value. Yeah, that's something I can do also at 4 mana. I think this is a fine main deck. I will have this against some faster decks to get some tempo plays available. But I could sideboard into more. I mean, I could sideboard this out, this unauthorized exit in some matchups. But I think this is what I'm going to do now for the main deck. I will just add lands, 2 tunnels and 1 mountain. Now this is 3 ways to get red mana. And the Strider is my 4th. And I have only 1 red card. So I suppose it's gonna be good enough. I also have some card selection here. So I should be getting my red mana. I guess there's a very annoying case that can happen is that this thing cloaks the mountain from the top. And then I won't be able to actually get the mountain back unless I bounce it with... Yeah, I guess I can bounce my own mountain with the unauthorized exit. And I still have the option to have the Gravestone Strider to give mana for the Judith. This is now 9 triggers for Judith, so that is a lot, of course. Although the Deadly Cover-Up isn't the best trigger for it, actually. So let's say 8. Anyhow, that's the deck. I mean, add the rest of the lands. 7/7 is the suggestion, but I do have much more black cards. Double caster blacks, no double caster blues, so absolutely 6 islands, 8 swamps with the tunnels and the 1 mountain. And of course the Strider too, so this is the main deck. On the play, yeah, that is fine. I can get my mountain right away. I can counter their early stuff. I can kill something, and this is non-land permanent. By the way, I didn't realize earlier, but I can bounce my own. Just crack this right away. I can bounce my own Soul Annihilation with it. That is good. Thinking cap. Suspect up to 1 target creature. That won't be happening because... Okay, I'm not going to counter that. Because I don't have a 3-drop. If I did, maybe then just to use my mana efficiently, but I probably have to use the Reasonable Doubt on turn. Well, I'm not gonna play this yet. It is actually nice, it can trade with the automaton, but I'd rather counter a spell now and then play this on the next turn. I can take the 2 from that guy. Well, I suppose I don't counter anything, but it does not matter. Because, well, I mean, I guess, yeah, they was able to tap this, so... I mean, they can play the 1-1, but that should be disguised almost always. Anyway, none of that matters. I can just, I guess I'll play the Onlooker now, because they can't even attack into it. And they still have 4 cards. They can equip this, but neither of these is a detective, so it will use of all of their mana. I mean, I could play both black cards, but I want to keep mana up for the reasonable doubt. Alright. I'm gonna do this, and if they really want to use 3 mana to equip the automaton, then I take 5, I suppose. Okay, well, I mean, I can... Yeah, well, it's better to bounce it. They get the surveil again, but this effect won't do anything now, and that's quite valuable. Fairy Snoop, I'm gonna have that. I can play it and still have the counter spell up. Well, I can't even counter it because this tax is only for 2, so they get their surveil there. And what else? Okay, my counterspell seems to be not doing a lot here. It doesn't matter though. I can do this. I'm actually the aggressor right now, which is funny. Well, they go for the double block. Well, I'm happy they do that, because now I can just do this, and my guy survives and they lose their guy, and I get one of these 2, and I have the counter backup if they have a nastiness. I will... Well, I'm taking this guy, but it's not that good, but I don't really necessarily need the double blue here either. And here I will just keep mana up for the counter spell. Mill 3 cards, investigate. Okay. Get some. Okay, that can be annoying. Now finally something that I can counter. So, do I wanna suspect anything? I want to have the option to block with these. I don't care. Yeah, I'm not gonna suspect anything, because I could make this unable to block, but I also want to be able to block it with just one guy. It is time to use the agent, because they have now 2 cards. They do have a clue, of course, but they have been missing land drops, so I assume this is gonna be a spell that they're gonna have to exile. And it was makeshift binding, so I guess there's not really a good target for it, but I am happy I got rid of that. But the remaining card is, well, it's gonna be better, of course. That must be something they drew. Case of the... Okay, this is a rare. When it enters, discard, then draw 2. Okay, they... Wait a minute. What did they discard? They drew 2. What did I make? I mean, I countered this thing. When it enters... Oh, no. Yeah, they don't have to. It doesn't say that if you did. Yeah, it always draws 2 if it's the last card in their hand. Okay. Now... can't attack with this, which is a shame. I have only 3 power here. I think because I have so much mana, this is better to be saved. Yeah, let's kill this so I can attack for 1 extra point with the agent. This only attacks if I have drawn 2, but yeah. It's mostly for defensive purposes, but I'm actually now the guy because they can keep drawing 2 cards. Yeah, that's not great. Okay, do I... Yeah, it is now. They will, at the beginning of upkeep, discard your hand and draw 2, and they will be drawing a lot of cards. Well, I have the removal here to maybe try to survive, but... I mean, do I just have to... I guess I do have the ability to... I don't like this one bit, because my clock isn't going to be enough. I guess I just hope that they don't get any flyers, but they are drawing 2 cards a turn. Granite Witness was 1 flyer. Now they do have to discard their hand yeah, at the beginning of before drawing the 2, but they have enough mana that they can probably do. Can they, you know, get decked? They have a lot of this looting. They chose not to loot. Yeah. Okay, none of these flies on my turn. Tunnel can give me an extra damage at some point. Well, let's attack here. I could also, you know, thin my deck. 2 lands in the graveyard. 8 in here. That's 10 total. So I have 7 out of 21. So exactly 1/3 is land still. If I use this, I will have 6 out of 20 chance to draw a spell, land. And I guess I have a double blue spell in the deck, the 4 mana instant at least. I think because I don't even have a 2. Let's first see what they do, of course. I don't have to use the escape tunnel until it's their end step if I want to thin my deck. They will need to beat me before they are, but I mean they're gonna draw so many cards that they're gonna be able to beat me. I mean, it's not gonna be coming down to them decking themselves. That's not happening. They sadly get a 1/1 now. Maybe I will wait with the tunnel. It could be the relevant thing here. Did they actually discard a flyer in there? Okay, I'm no longer liking what I'm seeing here. By the way, the onlooker is actually going to trigger the enervation here. When I exile it from the graveyard. That is something to keep in mind. I might actually have to keep this on defense. But should I thin my deck or not? I might actually have to jump block with the agent at some point. Burden of proof. So this is gonna be becoming a bigger... Why it's a flash spell, they didn't need to do it like that, but they did anyway. So this says... Okay. Yeah, they're gonna go for the aggression, which makes, of course, a lot of sense. This says that it's a +2/+2. Okay, so I can double block to get rid of it. And I still have to take the 5. But it is something I have to do here. That's not a bad use for the agent, actually. And now I think I'm gonna just thin my deck, get my second blue. I go to 12 here. I do need to draw a spell though. I'm not gonna beat them with this Case of the Crimson Pulse, giving them 2 cards every turn. That is a lot of cards. That is a good one. That is definitely a good one. So now my idea is to just block with the well, maybe I can only block with 1 onlooker. How to do it? Do I need to block with both? I guess Yeah, I guess it makes sense because then I can double block a Phantom here. But I think I'm gonna attack for 1 here. Every point will count here, and I just hope they don't get anything that allows them to gain life, because then I think I will be in a very bad shape. But now with the 1/1s I'm getting and the Soul Enervation triggering out of those onlookers leaving my graveyard, which will cause a 1 point of drain. It can matter. Okay, they're drawing more cards. That's a good sign for me. They will have to discard the hand before they draw the 2. So another Burden of Proof. Okay. I mean, it's also a removal spell, so it's not a bad card to run, especially when you have a lot of detectives. So there goes my idea of double blocking anything. I might as well. I can't activate both of these, so I'm just doing this for now. But things are gonna look grim here because they had the Burden of Proof. Well, another flyer. I really did not want to see that. They shouldn't exile any creatures from my graveyard, you know, because they're gonna they exile a murderer. Because they would trigger this thing. They are down to 6, but the fact they got this and I drew a land. I think that land makes it so that I won't. I mean, combined with the fact they got another flyer, because if I could have attacked here for like, well, no, I don't think it would matter. They have too much going on. Okay, no attacks. I guess if I draw my X, I mean, I can. You know that black X, it exiles cards from their library. I could actually make them deck out if I draw that specific card. It's 1 in 18 chance to draw it and requires them to not hold a counterspell or anything. Okay. Am I dead? I have 3 blockers. I'm not dead unless this other card is also going to be interaction. I mean, I understand they draw 2 cards a turn, but that's pretty ridiculous. Now I'm dead. It's exactly 7. It is exactly 7. I don't even get to see if I was gonna draw there. So they just get interaction. While and I drew a land here. Oh. I don't think that there was anything I could have done differently, but okay, Deadly Cover-Up would have also been huge. Oh, that would have been insane draw. Because they could have maybe decked out there. But this thing exiles stuff from their library. Yeah, I could have actually decked them out if I drew this. Well, okay. I don't think I need a Jaded Analyst here. So I'm going to just play like a Silent 3/3 Candlestick. Not the stick, I don't have enough creatures really. Not that one either. I do have 7 detectives. A thinking cap is intriguing, but what I would... I guess the unauthorized exit. Although this does kind of work with their flash auras, and yeah, I saw multiple auras they have. Yeah, the exit will be good. This is fine. Play first, and well, I keep this hand kind of perfect mana. I guess I do have the 1 double blue spell in there, but you know, I just get my swamp here, and then I can cast the murder, and I can go 2-drop, 3-drop. Okay, so they have this clue land. Right. So they can sack it for a card at some point. I think I'm gonna go for the race. I could leave these to block, but I'd rather play the Assailant now. And I mean, not only that, but I also picked, because this will enter tapped, but I will also, you know, deal 1 and take 2, because I feel like with this board state I am going to be able to be the aggressor. Wait a minute, discard a card and then draw 2. So if they do, I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they won't be solving it until they have an empty hand. So no, nothing. And they had to tap this for mana, because this can actually add colored mana if you tap a creature. Alright, so everything is fine for now. I'm not worried about them solving this case anytime soon. So it was kind of a tempo costing play they made there. They can get the 1/1 flyer. I don't think it matters. It does not matter. But am I going to... What am I going to do here? I can't collect evidence, but it does not matter. I'm gonna do this. This is still going to tap a creature always. The evidence is only about stuns. So now I can do this attack at least, when they don't get to trade with the Assailant. I'm not going to attack with this ward guy, because obviously they will just block it and I lose my card. And the fact it's a 1/4 flyer will matter as well. Okay, now that's a 2/2, but I will be bouncing it, so no big deal. No blocks there. Well, there's the Wrath effect, but I am not playing a Wrath effect right now. Let's do like this. I don't know. I'm just gonna take the land here, in fact. Now what I can do is I can bounce this guy. That's a fine card to draw. I just now remembered to not... I should have cracked the... Well, maybe not. It's like a... If I saw something... No, it is a Surveil. I know, I was supposed to. If I saw something I don't want to keep, I would have milled it. So it was a mistake. That happens. I will get to deal 4 damage to them though. But now I can't crack this. Although, do I want to? I mean, I have a 2 power creature and 1 power creature. I could make someone unblockable. Exile stuff from my graveyard, sure. Now, the fact is that I don't like the cover up once they have the... I mean, they have a better way to refill. So I actually maybe should have even cut this on the draw, on the play. We'll trade here. I get to kill the 4/4 though. They have an annoying amount of flyers in their deck. And I can make the Crime Stopper sprite unblockable. That thing flies again, but I have a murder still here. And I'm not going to crack the escape tunnel, that is... Okay, now they actually need something to deal with my... They have 2 mana, okay, 3 mana. And that is not gonna help them. Okay, now I will have 4 damage in the air, and they don't have a blocker because my murder will do a thing. Well, I needed all my removal here. But the case is really annoying. I wait for them to come back to the game. So, am I supposed to... Oh, I have this thing in my deck too. Am I supposed to, you know, sideboard out the Wrath effect? I will be on the draw now. So that's of course better for a Wrath. But there's like, of course I'm playing blue and black, and that those colors don't deal with enchantments. Well, black sometimes does, but I'm not sure if this set has any black cards that deals with enchantments. So the problem is, I might be able to Wrath the board, but if they have the bread thing, they will beat me. Now, this is a little bit tricky now. I feel like I need to be the aggressor here, but also I haven't seen Judith either. I mean, they have an ability to spam the board, and then the Wrath will be great, and they don't know about this either. They haven't seen it, so they're not gonna play around it. It's just all about the annoying red case, the rare case, that lets them draw so many cards. That can I have this as my game plan? I could play just something like a Rot Farm Multipede or some weird stuff like that. I have a bunch of spot removal. Okay, I'm actually going to cut the Wrath only because they have the red thing. I feel like I need to be the aggressor here more than they. And therefore I'll just put a creature in the deck. Anything else I not want to change here? Probably not. This is fine. That is a good hand. I will keep it. Very nice curve out here. And I have now the Cryptic Coat on turn 3. That is gonna increase my chances a lot. And the fact that they don't... Did they keep 7 card hand with 2 islands and nothing else? Nothing else played to play than the Thinking Cap? And that was a turn 2 play, wasn't it? Okay, well, whatever. They could have a counterspell, but I don't recall seeing one. But just in case they do, I'm actually gonna play the Assailant now and make them counter this if they have, because they could have maybe, well, I don't know. Okay, at least they drew a land, but it's not the second color. Inspector says you loot when... Okay. I guess I'll trade with it. I could kill it for 3 mana, but I'd rather actually just have the case. And I can no longer actually manifest or, you know, cloak the mountain because I just drew it. Yeah, it's just better that let these things trade. Okay, they actually don't want to trade, which is totally fine for me. Now the actual question is, do I want to keep this as an unblockable enabling effect? I think I do. I don't need to fetch a land. I'll play this and have this. So now I will cloak the top card here. And if it is a creature, well, it is not. Oh, sadly it is actually quite good card. I would have liked to draw it. But that's something I can kill instead. Yeah, so if I cloak a creature, I can then, you know, turn it face up by paying its mana cost, or if it has Or if it has, you know... come on, what it is? If it has a disguise cost, I can also use that cost. Well, this won't be able to be blocked. The assailant will be trading here. I guess it will trade anyway, but if I want to attack with the onlooker, in that case, I would need to deal with the cracker. -2 is enough, but it's still... Yeah, I have only one spell still here, so let's do the x equals 3. I kind of want to get rid of that thing anyway. I know I could have, you know, returned this to my hand and then recast it, but I actually want to clear the way here, and now they are gonna block there as well. And here I do want to have 6 mana on the next turn, which means I'm going to do this. That's discard this 6 mana. And I think I have an island in here anyway, so I'm gonna get a swamp, because I have a murder here. Do I have murder? I still have murder, yeah. 2 islands will be enough. Okay, they're gonna get one. Yeah, they have a lot of flyers, but by the way, they don't have the case of the Crimson Pulse available anymore. Okay. This all good. I mean, this cryptic code is so insane, of course, that. It will win the game. I'm not playing around any rats myself. And this cryptic code won't die to a rat, so. I would be able to survive from a craft. I can just return this and recast it. I have the mana for it. Well, there goes my cryptic thing. Wait a minute, is this a creature? This is non-land permanent. No, it's just a creature. Sorry, I thought it was non-land permanent. So they exiled my 2/2 ward creature. They should have maybe exiled one of these guys. But now I don't have an unblockable creature, so it's understandable they chose it that way. But, oh, in fact, I got my... I can't sadly collect evidence 6, but I can attack for a 5 right now. Well, that's gonna be the better thing to do. I can still do, you know, post-combat. Yeah, this is fine. So they go to pretty low life total, and well, I don't need to do post-combat anything. I will see what they do, and then I can either make one of these into a 1/4 flyer, or okay, are they gonna have both thinking cap and the magnifying glass? Nope, they have the thinking cap on the battlefield already. So now that they have a 4/3 there all of a sudden, I think the mana efficient play is to turn one of these. It also gives me some good options. I'm actually gonna do it. I might just get the removal for the outfitter, and that would be great. Well, that is one kind of a removal. Wait a minute. They did not want to see... I guess they just assumed I'm gonna be able to do something great with this, but they did have a good blockers here still. I mean, if I attack with everything, they're not gonna lose, even if I turn this on. And this has no equip cost, so I couldn't equip this on some of other my creatures. You know, I would have to return and then use the cloaking thing again. But alright. Not the greatest hand up. These guys haven't really made any kind of an appearance until now. don't even have the blue for this doubt. Yeah, this hand is not very good. I'm gonna mulligan this. This is better. I think the sudden setback is the least interesting card here now. I might have to get an island with that thing. This gives me any mana. I'm gonna wait with the escape tunnel for a little bit. I can play the unlocker on turn 2 regardless. Green and white. That's a really good one. I don't have the removal for it. Analyst. Okay, so they can just tap. They can accelerate, they are on the play, and also this can pick up some counters. Well, they get... Okay, there's the blue mana at least. I'm tempted to just play the Stalker as a 2-2 here now. But then if I don't draw an untapped land, I have a not so great turn on the next one. I would really want to also have this up for the next turn. And that would mean playing the escape tunnel right now. Yeah. And the Strider. Well, I'm gonna attack anyway, but this is not an easy decision to be made. But I think it's better to make this a reality, so... I'm gonna get the mountain here because I have the island. Let's see if I can get the Olivia. At all, I haven't drawn the card. I think I have had access to the red mana, but I have not been able to cast my splash card at all. Okay, I'll take the 4 here now. Just do this. Okay, well I have some removal now. How to do it? It costs 3 to remove that, 4 to remove that. Well, I can't double spell. I can only play one spell, no matter how I look at it. The most mana efficient thing is to play just the enervation thing, get rid of this eavesdropper. But then again, this could be something nasty, but it could also be something irrelevant. But I guess it's safer to just do this before they get to untap. It was the Haunted Bone Brute. Well, I am happy that it's not on the battlefield. But I'm not happy about the fact that, well, they don't have a clue, or, well, let's see if they can draw another card somehow. If I only take 3, that's kinda okay. But the tipster is really, really good because it's not hard to get face down creatures enter the battlefield. This can pick up many, many counters. It can be like a 5/5 in a few turns. And that's a 2 mana accelerant creature. That's a really good one. It doesn't add any color, so it only adds green, so it doesn't at least fix. Crow Whip Cracker. So this is 3 colors. Chalk Outline. Alright. I guess I don't want there. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard. Well, I hope they don't have many collect evidence things there. Now, I do have to get rid of their things, and I guess I'll just it's safer to do this while they are tapped out. Can't block the eavesdropper, so I'm gonna kill it. I mean, I can, but that's not very nice jump block there. And if I draw one land, I can play the Analyst and this Disguised, and then that would be good. They have a Strider. Okay, that is a card that can leave the graveyard. How many lands they have? A bunch. Okay, I did draw the land at least. My onlooker dealing some small amount of damage, but I will get the Basilica Stalker now, because it can be turned face up with 5 mana, which I now have. That is good. So they are gonna get they're gonna get a 2/2 token and a card, but remember the outline hasn't done anything yet. They have tapped out for a 4 mana enchantment that hasn't produced any value. So if they get 1 detective and 1 card out of it, that is totally acceptable. But once they have gotten 3 detectives and 3 cards, that's horrible. So let's see if they have anything that... Okay, that's the first trigger. This also has reach, which means I might have to kill it. Which means it's annoying. It is a 2/4 reach even, so it actually... I can't even... I have to use my turn to kill that thing. Well, I don't have 6 mana, so I don't have good value on the Snoop. Get rid of this guy then. And hope they don't have any good answer to that. I do need to try to win in the air now. I will be dealing 4 damage a turn once I get this thing up, but I mean, if they have this card in their deck, that means they also have a lot of collect evidence cards, right? But these 4 colors isn't... I mean, why are so many people playing so many colors, and how does their mana work? I guess they have an escape tunnel there. Okay, well that is the splash. Fine. So much of my... So that's not 1/1 Death Toucher. But even if they flip it, it still is only 1/1. But it will get flying. It will get flying if they flip it. And they can benefit from the... They can benefit from the ability it has. Well, unauthorized exit is pretty good one here. It will cost 4 mana to me. But... I'll do it right away. I don't want them to... Although I don't have to do it right away, I can do it on their turn. Yeah, let's attack for 1 now. It's a bit risky because they actually can start attacking in the ground. I actually could have gambled on them doing that thing. I could have played this because it no longer has ward. Yeah, I guess I could have taken the gamble there. I'm a fool. I am a fool. This could be on the battlefield now. I need my Olivia, I don't need a land. I mean, a 6 land would be nice for both of these, but I actually do prefer to draw some spells. Okay, so I can make them... No, I can't. Sadly, I lack them mana. Ooh, well, that's horrible. I guess the island would have been better after all. Well, let's ward this thing. Now they would sack the Strider, and I don't want that to happen, because if the Strider goes to the graveyard, they can actually use its ability, and then that will trigger the Chalk outline. Is it even worth attacking with the 1/3? I don't think it's anymore worth it. Yeah, it cost me tempo too when they got this. And they have, again, they have 3 cards in hand. It is really difficult here. Because even if they had an empty hand, my chances here wouldn't be the greatest ever. I'll take the 4. Okay, it's another with Ugazi. So, they had a rat effect. There's a white 4-mana rat effect in this format. I didn't remember this existing at all. And now they can get rid of my leading onlooker. At least it will trigger the enervation still. Sadly, it will also trigger their chalk outline. Well, not much I can do about it. I can get my card here. But they wanted to... I guess they have so many clues that it maybe makes sense that they rat the board. But I think they had a better board than I. Well, they are also not going to... I'm not gonna draw my 6th land. I did put one... I surveilled one island in the graveyard, but... Alright. I could just kill this detective, but now I have actually this collect evidence up here, so maybe it's... and I can trigger this also that way, so... Sadly, the only thing I have going on is this. Are there any non-creatures I want to exile? No. I definitely am not exiling any of their creatures. "15 cards. They are not gonna deck out. They will win the game before I lose. Before they lose to empty library. Okay, they are gonna get a creature now. Ah. And do the thing with the chalk outline. Can I get my Olivia? Because I have 3 triggers for it. The cadaver is annoying. Yeah. And that is annoying. I guess their 4 colors are doing the thing now. Yeah, that's too much stuff. Too much stuff in there. I guess I needed to surveil the island on top. Now if this goes to graveyard, they can bring it back with the clue. And this actually does. And this is a combination, you know. They are an endless loop. Endless loop indeed. Okay, I am not beating them because I have nothing to do with my mana. I mean, I can do 2 things, but they are not good things because the edict didn't do anything in that state. Whether I collect evidence or not, the edict didn't do anything. And okay, they have a rat effect, but so do I. There's no way to deal with their enchantment. Another opponent with an annoying enchantment, and I'm playing the colors that even the sideboard won't offer any answers. Gain, the analyst, doesn't interest me that much. I'd play this rather than that. How about anything else here? I guess this is fine. Can I play this at some point? Well, let's go. Once again. Why do I have these? Come on. I'm playing only 2 colors and have a very, very mild splash. But I can play the confession thing, I can play the onlooker. I guess if I draw a couple of lands I can get 2 of things. I'm gonna be annoyed at this. constant mulligans. I'm going to get lucky here or lose the game fast. I can already get one card out of this. If I can get two, I'm happy. Any more is bonus. So I need one more land to be able to get two. Tipster is going to die immediately. Okay, I got the disguise guy for next turn, regardless of me drawing a land or not. I drew a land. That's nice, I can get my island, so I didn't at least lose to, you know, not drawing the lands. So this is now a game of magic, but let's see how I'm gonna deal with all the stuff they might be throwing to me. Okay, Branch of Wittukazi, so they have now what, 4 mana total? Yep. No witnesses. Okay, well that's like I mean I get even a clue here. I don't mind that happening. Especially because I have the outrageous robbery here. Okay, well, I have a counter spell and I can do this if there's nothing worth countering. That is sadly there. That I will counter. I'm not gonna give that guy menace. Okay, I got my cryptic code, but tricky. I don't even have the unauthorized exit there. Well, I'm gonna still do this. And it is a removal spell. I will block this thing if they... I mean, they're not going to... Okay, well, they get my spell there. And it's a... And I can return the... I mean, I can return the cryptic code to my hand. So, I think I can live with that. I definitely can. This is return is 2. Okay, that's actually good, because I can now return that thing and also use the onlooker. It's at any... there's no restriction. Now if I can just catch a break, I can cast this with X equals a lot. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard. Okay, they have this kind of a deck there. It's kind of sweet to see it in action. They have a face down card there, okay. I mean, I guess I could do this for X equals 2, but yeah, I just needed one spot where I can actually cast this, so that the opponent doesn't have the great board presence they have. I might not need more than 2 out of it. The 2/2 flyers, though, they are not total nonsense either. Okay, I'm just gonna do this right now. The face down creature is dying, I guess. I can have my coat, and yeah, I would like to kill this, but I don't know. And maybe it is more important to kill. I don't recall what were the face down creatures I saw. This could be something huge, that's the problem. That is the problem. But they're gonna get value out of this immediately when they draw a bigger creature. I guess they saved... They played this as a ward creature, so maybe it's not something... It's so difficult. If I knew it, it would be so much better. Because this can also just get out of hand. And I can also kill that. I'm gonna kill this. Now I will see if it was good decision or not. Okay, Branch of Vidagazi. I would have rather... That's just an island. Killed the rookie. And now they immediately draw like creature with more than 2 power. Yes! Punished. Punished, punished, punished. Ugh. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. They just get the extra card because I didn't kill the rookie. Well, this is a fairly easy turn. Can I afford to... I'm gonna leave this as a blocker because I'm gonna get so many cards here. I'm gonna do X equals 5 there, so I'm gonna leave this guy as a blocker. This might be now the spot where I can... Because, yeah, they're doing a lot of pressure each turn, and oh man. I can bounce the rookie in response. I'm gonna do that. That's fine. And I am going to now actually get the 1/1s, but I am also going to use this with the X equals 3. Well, that wasn't anything too amazing actually. Huh. That's a shame. So when this dies, I lose 3 life. Well, let's do this. And the analyst for some surveils. I will always mill 3, so I definitely should first mill and then surveil. And 3 spells. Are you kidding me? 3 spells milled. I guess the agent wasn't the greatest. Well, that's that. Well, I'm gonna attack with my unblockable guy. This thing has reach, so I'm not attacking with the flyer. And I have this flash guy in here. At least this collect evidence 6 thing will trigger this once. If that's a win of some kind. Leyline of the Quilt Pact, so that actually doesn't do anything. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Okay, I'm very happy to see that. And I think I'm gonna just kill this rookie. Because I can deal with the rest of this stuff. Okay, I might be able to win with the cloak here, somehow. +1/+1 counter on a thing. I can give it to them. It's any creature. To the flyer, I suppose, but... Yeah, if I had more blue mana, I could actually... It's ridiculous I drew another swamp here. Because with 2 islands, I could actually keep doing this thing. You know, getting more stuff from the deck, but... Okay, I'm still, you know, in an okay shape here. I think I'm going to go with this. Collect some evidence. 6. So, well, doesn't matter really. It has to be a creature though. A silent and, you know, just murder. get the surveil here too, which is gonna be good. I'm gonna give it to the... I could give it to the unblockable guy, but I might, you know, flip this thing. Actually, I'm gonna give it to the flyer to trade with the whip cracker. That is gonna be a good one too. Alright. This has menace, but they can block with... No, I'm gonna just do it like this. Yeah, with 2 islands it would be great to, you know, return this and recast it, but... Okay, that is not going to matter here now. I'm still totally winning here, so I shouldn't, you know, be too sad about my land situation. Now I could return it, but I won't because I want to keep this as an unblockable thing. Now this I can use to give a stun counter somewhere, and the stun counter goes to the Bone Brute. Again, I want to get rid of a creature and then 4 mana value of something else. This is 2. I guess I can just take the Basilica Stalker. Yep. Again, Surveil, and this will stun the Bone Brute here. And I'm actually gonna want to draw this because I have the setback here too. Now I can attack with everything. I can attack with everything, yes. I will lose 1 creature, but it doesn't matter. I'm clocking them with the cryptic code anyway. Okay, so game 3Ds. I have 12 minutes. That's enough. That doesn't do anything. I have won the game. Just attack here. I don't want to waste more time than I need to, so this is it. Lethal attack. Okay. I think they fired off the rat a little too early, perhaps. But I'm glad they did. Should I have my macabre reconstruction? Now they have the thing that steals a creature from me, so the bounce spell is very good here. And then any other way to deal with it? Not really, no. I haven't seen the Judith. It would be good. It has pretty darn good abilities. Just making those imps is great, and then sometimes the Death Touch Lifelink combination, of course, can be huge. Well, I guess I hope I get my code and win with that. Is this agent good? I think it is. There's nothing that great in my sideboard, like the multi-bead. It's not that great. I don't think. Is it? No, it is my deck. On the draw. Keep having these onlookers. Oh, I have the Judith in here, but only this number of lands. But I have the reasonable doubt. 1 land gives me this. I'm keeping this. Maybe I can cast the Judith. I do want to draw a swamp or the mountain here though. Because with the Judith in my hand... Wow. Am I going to have to get a mountain? I'm gonna have to take a mountain here. That means that I need to... Because I don't want to have this in my hand without the red mana. I need to draw any land to get to play that snow, because I can't draw more mountains. I will be able to reveal this thing. Should I just counter that? I think I might just have to counter that. Now this has menace already, so it might as well be suspected. So it can't block. Because they would get a surveil and then that might fill their graveyard for the stuff they want to be doing. So okay, got the swamp. That is great. So now I'm obviously just doing this because I need to hit my land drops. And this can give me a land. Killing this wouldn't be a bad idea. Because they get some free surveils there. But I really need to... I have now 2 removal spells, so maybe I am supposed to deny them the surveils. That also denies me doing anything useful here. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and if I get a land, I can play it immediately. Yep. Bye bye, Sprite. I don't like see this card on the battlefield already, but one good thing is that I do have the unauthorized exit for the kind of counter magic effect they have. I need to just save this for that. Now I might have to sadly tap out on Judith. Okay, they couldn't collect evidence, so they only get the surveil here, but they didn't get this investigate thing. Oh, that's an annoying card to see there. That was a very good surveil. If they now get a clue token from this, they can just keep this happening. But one thing at a time. Because they are... This has reach, by the way. Because they can actually totally take control of the game, I need to hope that they don't have a removal for Judith. Because if they don't, I have already 2 triggers for Judith. And it's great. That's not a removal on Judith. So whenever one or more non-token creatures, yeah, they get to investigate, and you know what? This also counts itself. Okay, sack a creature with flying. That I can do. Alright, Judith is online. They will get the clue from this thing. Unless I bounce it, but that seems to make no sense. I should just attack with this first. See how they're gonna block. They get only 1 clue per turn, so it doesn't matter if many of their guys are going to die. So what I could do now, I could actually bounce the investigator here. They will get another surveil there, but... No, I want to save this for the counter magic. I have to do that. So it doesn't matter if I kill the investigator right now or after killing this, because this only triggers once per turn. So they're gonna get 1 clue, and that's it. But I will do this like... I mean, cancel. I'm gonna do it exactly like... I guess... Come on, I will do it like this. It doesn't matter that I can do it right now, but whatever. I'll get my devil here. They get their clue, and I get to kill their inspector here, and I get to play a onlooker here. And I'm down to 8 minutes, but this shouldn't come... I mean, shouldn't be a problem time-wise. They have the kind of engine going on, but it costs more mana than they have available currently. That kills the token, but it has a death trigger, so they get at least... I mean, they still only 2 opponent, but it's still something. Because I'm here on a clock in here. Yes, that's a lot of things. That is a lot of things indeed. They don't have the blue yet. Okay. Well, I am going to attack with the 3-4, no reason attacking with the onlooker. Let's see what kind of double block they are gonna make here. I might have to use the enervation here, but so be it. I could use the bounce spell, and it is really tempting now that they make it like that. I mean, this is my... I guess I'm just gonna accept that if they have draw the blue mana and they have the counter magic, then they do. I'm not winning this quickly, and I need to win the game before this chalk outline does its thing. So I'm gonna just bounce this guy now and get my imp here, surveil into a deadly. That actually doesn't work in this situation because I need to be the aggressor. So there's that, and then I can put down. I'm almost tempted just to play this as a 3-3, but maybe it's better still to... I mean, they have the 4-2 flyer if they... So it's 3-1, sorry. So, okay, I'm gonna do this instead. Now I'm out of triggers. This has flash, but this requires an instant or sorcery spell. Okay, no blue mana yet, but they can do that thing, and then... Okay, they have no castables. I guess their mana is... Oh, that's great. Their mana is going to be their doom now. This can't even block because I made it suspected. That's pretty funny. So they have the Wrath effect, right? So if they get another white mana, that's gonna be miserable. I was supposed to do this, by the way, because I'm not going to play into the Wrath effect. Yeah, I was supposed to turn this phase up, but I guess I'm gonna do the next best thing. I'm gonna do it at the end of their turn. Okay, that's not an island, that's not a place. That is a clue, but it is not going to matter. I think I'm winning the game right now. It's at least quite likely. Yep. Okay, so they had all these cards in their hand, but I suppose they might have needed the second white for the Wrath and the blue for the Cadaver or whatever blue card. Imagine if they had the control magic. But that's, of course, they had 3 colors in here, so it's not like they had mana issues in a traditional sense. Okay, I'm happy about this because I even have the murder mana here. And I'm happy I got... By the way, did I talk about Olivia in some game? Because of course I meant Judith. I'll just play this. Yeah, I got to play with Judith. If I talked about Olivia earlier before I had seen Judith, I of course meant Judith. Okay, so they got rid of an actual card. Okay, this is a lot of colors once again. Snoop is name of the game. Well, they have the fixing here. I guess the Gravestone Striders are quite easy to come by in draft because it's not that great of a card. So you can do the multiple color stuff. I don't know why I played my land. There's a chance I get like a tapped land here. It's unlikely, but possible if I see both of them. But no harm. Let's keep attacking. Next turn, I am going to... Well, let's see what they do. I'll take 3 here. I take 2. Why don't they attack with the 1-3? Interesting. Are they gonna block the 1-1? Are they somehow concerned about it? So I'll just This could be a dog walker or something. I'm not gonna kill it now. I think the best idea is just to play this as a 2-2. And I have mana up for the unauthorized exit. And of course, if there's something with 1 toughness, I can deal with it. Of course, the agent is quite good against 1 toughness creatures too, unless they have like first strike or flying or menace. They are thinking about their response. They have all the colors. Only one of them. This can only add 1 time per turn. But they could have like a blue mana and counter this, or what would they want to do in response to this entering the battlefield? Well, they didn't want to do anything at least. They didn't do anything with their mana whatsoever. Okay. Well, I have the better board, but only slightly. My deck is not very good at clocking unless I get the rare equipment that gives me a 3-2 unblockable. Huh. Well, I'm not gonna bounce anything here, so suppose I'm just attacking. I'm attacking here with the Snoop, and now that I have the 6th mana, I can just play the Basilica Stalker here. Naturally, and then I can at some point turn this other one face up. Now I have a clock, and they still used nothing. This is gonna be another Wrath, right? They didn't play any card there. This is going to be a Wrath. I mean, this netted me a card, and this made them exile a card, and they will lose 2 of their own things. Okay, that wasn't a Wrath then. Am I gonna kind of take a pump spell there? I can take a pump spell there. And now I'm going to kill this thing because it's the only option left. Now don't get me wrong, I would like to have the 3-4 flyer in here, but I also want to get rid of their tricks they have. It was a green belt radical, I'm happy to get rid of it. And now this is... Well, my cards against their 2 cards, this might not be that great if I don't get to draw some specific things. That's not the greatest, but it does have Surveil too, so they get to fix their next draw pretty well here. Let's see how many do they keep on top. Okay, they milled 2 lands. Alright, but at least they're, you know, drawing random cards. I'm gonna play my Sprite here. It's really my only option, and I'm going to even collect the evidence there. I have so much evidence in the graveyard. Just one of the Stalkers. Allows me to attack for 1 extra point with the agent. Of course, it won't be able to attack on the next turn anymore because of the Gravestone Strider. I wouldn't mind them trying to kill the Fairy Snoop because I can save it and then get to recast it. Of course, I can always bounce this for another face-up trigger, but I'd rather make them use something before that happens. Inside Source is good. I guess I can bounce the token, but not quite yet. I have enough mana here. Okay, well now I'm gonna get rid of their tricks. I can trade this with a trick. Well, I'm gonna have another flyer here, which turns into 2 more flyers. And I can just attack for 3 in here. And then I can just use this to even... Maybe just, you know, jump block. And get 2 flyers instead. Then I have 5 points in the air. Yeah, I'm gonna actually double block that guy. If they are gonna make it into 4-2 vigilance. And if they are not, they actually don't have a good attack. So, but this is a detective too, yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna double block this guy, so that's fine. Well, the escape tunnel is going to give me an unblockable attack if they get a blocker for a flyer. But I actually don't know if I'm supposed to attack with the... This is a detective. 2 or 3 damage. I guess I can still do it. Because even if they kill this, they attack for 5. Well, then I will be in a bad shape. Especially if it's an exile-based kill spell. It would be safer to just attack for 2, but every point can matter, especially because I can make even a ground guy unblockable if I draw one. They have 1 unknown card to me. I am going to attack with only 2 now. 2 damage, because this 1/4 is such a good blocker after all. And I'm not gonna play this, I don't need to show them I have this. That's not helping. So, do they have yet another... Oh, okay, they just did that for reasons. I mean, how about my clock now? I actually have, you know, a 2-turn clock here if I really want to risk it. Because I'm not dying. This 1, that's 3. I would go to 2 if I attack with everything now, but that is not gonna make sense. But if I attack like this, I can block with this so that it dies. And then I have 5 points in the air. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Oh, don't. Okay, they... You make a... Okay. That is... sadly, I'm not going to... I'm not going to lose this. They're gonna be at 1 here. I wish I had now the 1/4 here. Well, I mean, I'm blocking the most damage here because I know the source is good to get rid of, but I'm not gonna worry about it. They have a pump spell, but they don't want to kill this unless they get to exile it, right? They will lose if they are gonna... Yeah. Okay, that is my savior. So now this says, you may look at the top card of your library and anytime, and you may play lands and cast creature and enchantment spells from the top of your library. Well, I don't want that to happen. But I need to be careful here now. Am I gonna only attack with the sprite? Yes, because I have to bounce this. Yeah, then they have to draw this again and it's not gonna do much. Yes. Unless there's like a flash creature or flash enchantment. Anyway, I'm going to just do this. This is non-land permanent, right? It is. They can put it on the bottom, but I mean, that's good to me too. I think they have to put it to the bottom. Yep, they did. I mean, I actually play the tunnel because I might draw my other tunnel. It's still in the deck. And then I can, you know, use 2 effects if that's somehow relevant. I mean, I don't know what the scenario would be, but it's better to be prepared for that. I mean, if they have like they get many blockers for flyers, and I draw the other tunnel, I still have 3 damage here. But if they drew, I mean, I guess I saw already 2 of these pump spells, fanatical strengths. So I do hope they didn't just top deck another one, or another one of these alibis. Alibi. Alright, let's see. I think they're gonna attack with everything or not. Well, now if they had a fanatical strength, they would attack with everything. What kind of world is the world where they attack like this and me blocking with the Snoop makes any sense? It doesn't. They would attack with everything if they have some trample trick here. So I'm gonna just block with that because now I can guarantee the flyers this way. That's gonna give them a clue, but it's gonna leave them with 1 mana. I don't think 1 mana can give them any life here. Enough life. Okay. So Naya colors. Sudden setback. I think that was the first time I cast a spell and it was quite good because they could have changed a number of things there. Another matchup where I'm thinking about not having the Jaded Analyst, but yeah, maybe it's just better to be the ally assailant. I am on the draw now, but what kind of cards they had that makes me want to play this? I don't want to play this. Let's pick the assailant again. How about the Mortipede? Well, I kind of like all the other cards in here, so no Mortipede. I haven't cast this yet, but I will be on the draw now, so that the cover up could do some work. They mulligan, I will keep this. I have a... this could be a 2-drop blocker, but I have the Cryptic Coat. I might just bounce a thing for the tempo. I'm taking these 2 here and then see if they do have... Okay, I'm gonna do this for tempo. The sprite is a fine draw. And now I can just have my coat in here. And then the assailant and so on. Reasonable doubt, so no turning that thing face up. Now that they missed the 3rd land drop, I am the one who's the aggressor. Oh, they actually had that thing. Well, I still got a 2-2 out of that deal. It's of course better for them anyway. And there's a source. Am I gonna raise here? They are down to 3 cards, so this will enter tapped. I think I'm gonna leave this as a blocker. And I'm not gonna use the face down version. 6 mana to turn it face up. Yeah, I will get a nice drain there, but I don't know if I can afford that because I have a pretty expensive set stuff, you know, in the hand here. Well, they did mulligan to 6 and they have a mana fixing land, but They have at least all the colors. 2 of each. Well, they have 2 unknown cards. 1 now. Well, I guess this is still an unknown card, of course. Should I... Okay, that gets me my red. I am... But thing is, they might triple block this as silent. But it's fine, then I trade with the face down card. If they just double block, I of course can punish them. I'll get the red with here and then I can use either of these instants, of course. This also gets spells. That's fine, let's see what they're gonna do post-combat first. Nothing. I would prefer to not do nothing. But I can't kill that face down thing for, well, 2 reasons. It has ward, which I can't pay, and they can, with that amount of mana, they can turn into anything. So is it important to kill the 2/2? I think it is. I have the setback for other stuff. And if they have, you know, the +3/+3, I'm not gonna care about that really. They had this crowd control warden here. Well, I wasn't gonna kill that thing with -4/-4. I can lock it down and then I can have the setback. But of course, let's start with locking it down for a turn. And do I have creatures in here? No. No. I don't have a creature. I don't get the drain here. Well, I'm still doing this because I want to have my flyer out. So 6. Well, I have to take everything and there's no other way. Now they do have 3 cards, so I'm gonna need to top deck good things. What's this? When you attack with 3 or more creatures... Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Okay, they chose to kill the flyer instead of... I guess that... Oh man, this land draw was rather annoying. I'm gonna do this and they might not block at all, but I'm gonna bounce the crowd control warden before they get to attack. It's not into their hand, so at least it is to top or bottom of their library. But I don't like the fact they have 2 cards and I know they have pump spells in their deck, and I don't like the fact I lost my... It's in the bottom. I mean, I drew just this land and I don't like the fact that I lost my bomb creature here. I mean, bomb artifact. Are you kidding me? Well, I mean, let's get on the defensive. I'm just gonna thin my deck. I'm sick of drawing all these lands. Let's thin the deck and maybe I don't draw a land. But so much of the raising when they're gonna have a +3/+3 and trample here. This is now what, 5 lands versus 9. There are not that many answers on artifacts, it's here. But they had one. It also deals with flyers, so I guess it makes sense, but they happen to have it in their hand too. This isn't gonna be good. I needed one of my high impact cards. I need the thing that exiles cards from top of their deck. And I can play them all. That would be pretty good when I have this amount of mana up. But maybe we go to game 3. Are they not going to... they're gonna attack with the face down card. There's not that much for me to do. I do this and do your worst. Well, there was nothing. This didn't even grow into a bigger one, but that means because... Alright. Wait a minute, I can get a murder here, right? But do I have the mana to cast it? Yes, I do. I think the 6-5 trample is gonna... Yep, it's game over. It doesn't matter. I have to make some jump blocks. This 3-4 by itself doesn't do anything. And they have all the other stuff there too, not just the 6-5. Okay, well that was a flooded out situation. I couldn't draw the deadly cover up or the outrageous robbery, which both would have been such nice effects there. Do I want to play the Rot Farm Motivate? I'm actually gonna get rid of the 1-1 and just play more creatures to have some better blocks against them. That's that. Play first. Well, at least the hand is pretty good. I even have the Judith in here. So let's not get stuck at 3 or 4, shall we? Well, I'm happy to still draw this non-land one, because that gave me a good turn to play. And now I think I'm gonna continue with the aggression and just play this 3-3 next. And I'm gonna trade blows here. Annoying. I'm still doing this. I'm gonna trade blows here. Disguise creature allows the assailant to attack, and I get a land and I get the 3-4. This is actually all very good news. And it is my sideboard 3-4 here. I think this would have been the 1-1, so it wouldn't be the worst card either, but I like the board presence here. I'm not gonna get the trigger that easily, but it's not impossible. I also don't have any instant or sorcery for this thing quite yet. But I have many of them in the deck, and this can dig one. But of course, Judith surviving is one question. Also, will that happen? Okay, they play that as a 4-4, understandably. That stops my... beats in the ground. Which is a shame actually, because I had pretty good stuff if they'd had something other than the 4-4. My 3-4 and the 3-3 could have pressured them quite a bit. But that wasn't to happen, and well, I needed this in the previous game. I'm not really needing it right now. Well, there's no attack other than this. And then the question is, am I gonna play the Strider so that I can have the double black for this on the next turn if I fail to draw lands? No, I'm gonna do this. Now the problem is they might have a +3/+3 on this thing, so I'm gonna take it if it attacks. At least it doesn't have vigilance, so I can have a counter attack. So I have drawn one card in 4 draw steps, because I had Mountain Island Swamp in the starting hand. Well, at least the robbery does trigger Judith. So if I now draw an untapped land, I can just play Judith and hope to untap with it. In this scenario, the Death Touch lifelink also is quite good. Okay, they don't. Oh well, there's a way to. Okay, well that's a game plan of sorts for sure. Because I can rat this board and then refill with the outrageous robbery, and I don't even have to play the Judith yet. That is a good game plan. How much am I gonna... How risky attacks I'm willing to make here? I think what I'm doing is I want to know if I'm going to draw a land on the next turn. I mean, if I get a land from here. I need to do it in my turn anyway, because it might be one of the untapped ones. Okay, well that's an easy choice. So I have the swamp, which means I have the deadly cover up here. I could play the Strider, but I don't think it makes sense. Here it is going to be Operation. I'm gonna block all their stuff and make them use all their pump spells and whatnot. I don't even have to do the rat on the next turn necessarily. Maybe I was supposed to play the Strider. Because it doesn't have that much value later on. I have all the colors, all the double casters. They can still attack with the eavesdropper. It becomes a 4/4 once they crack the clue. It only gets the vigilance. Only the vigilance is kind of relevant. So here's the thing. I'm going to go with the blocks so that I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go and do this. And see what they do. And hopefully... I don't think I'm gonna take that much damage here. I assume they're gonna have some +3/+3 and tramples. Well, they can have exactly one of them because they have only one green mana now. Now that I have only this stuff left, I don't necessarily want to... Actually, I could do a little bit greedier play. Play this at x = 4 and hope that I'm not totally dead. Because they do have 4 cards in their hand. I'm gonna be greedy now. If I lose because of that, so be it. I'm gonna do it like this. And now I hope they massively empty their hand. At least play 2 things that are creatures, you know, not things that don't. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. One more, please. Nope. X = 4. Lands? Okay, they are lands. That's good. And well, I have to go all in with the Wrath in here, so I'm going to attack with my guy. I can do I can collect evidence to exile card from an opponent, any card from their graveyard, then search it. I don't think I care about it. I think they might have a eavesdropper, but I have seen already 2 of these. I have some ways to collect evidence, don't I? Oh, the case of the locked hothouse will be quite good here. Yeah, let's just do this and hope they have no weird way to deal with the rat effect. I will play the planes in here. And this without collecting evidence. I guess I could have seen what's in their deck. Okay, well, anyway, my rat is... That worked. That's fantastic. And I still have a Judith with an instant to go for it. That's... well, that's one of the collect evidence things. I think I'm supposed to do the case. Yeah, I do have the mana to do the case and have the sprite lock down that thing for a while. Cover up and this thing. I think I want to have all my lands here, so let's get a land right away. Although I would have too late. I actually could combine that with the case in here, but oh well, oh well. So I can play lands, creatures and enchantments from the top of my library. I even have an enchantment in the deck. It's the -4/-4 giving thing. What? How many pick your poisons? Oh, is this this? No, actually this is the... Sorry. Yeah. It is the one only, but this is the different game. They haven't played that in this game, but they dealt with that thing. I don't like it, but I like this quite a bit. Yeah, they are. I mean, despite me wrathing, they just don't draw any lands and they still are in a decent shape here. And I drew the land, but this is still fine. This will untap. So if I do this, I will have 4 mana left over. If I do this, I kind of like to do it first. I force them to play that thing again. Yeah, then I can do the other stuff. Also, gaining death touch and lifelink will be quite... Well, I mean, it only matters for damage dealing spell. I actually thought it gives a creature. I totally thought it gives a creature death touch and lifelink. It gives a spell, so it matters for spells that deal damage. Yeah. Anyhow, let's do this, and I can bounce the Panther. They might have the... Okay, they actually might have the hexproof giving aura. I don't want to die to that, so I'm gonna do this right now. Get the imp surveil into a pretty... Yeah, I'm happy about that surveil, certainly. But this will actually be a very large guy, because I can make the 2 1/1s, and this will be like a 10/10 actually. Okay, well, I mean, they had even that. Judith did its thing, and now I'm still in an okay shape. Let's just trade here. They will get the 2-2, but not much I can do about it. I'm happy with the 9-9-2. At least they are not top decking. But but they have drawn well, and if I didn't have my Wrath, it could have been pretty horrible. So this is now 9 mana. So this is 6. Yeah, I'm gonna just do this. Well, I mean, I can still attack here, right? I am clocking them for sure. These will be tapped, but I hope that my it's an 8-8. Why did I say 9-9? I don't know. Doesn't matter. An 8-8 is good also. But yeah, if this card they just drew is a removal spell, which it is. What the? Wait a minute. They actually chose to. They would have had a pretty good attack if they exiled the 8-8. Why would they? Is it you own? I mean, you don't own. I don't know. And yeah, they could have taken this Warden. I don't understand. They had such a nice top deck, but they totally messed up. But I'm gonna be careful now. I could play both of these without taking the value from the Snoop. I mean, I can always play this as a disguise creature. Yeah, I'm a fool. I think I'm still going to leave one of the 1/1s back, because I don't want to face any more annoying top decks from them. I want to have an extra amount of blockers here. So I have now 2 blockers for flyers, for instance. I don't get it. They would have been in such a good shape if they exiled the crowd control Warden instead. There's the Panther. The Maverick makes it. Yep. I don't know if that was a lethal attack for me yet. I mean, they don't know about what this is, but I have now what. Well, there's only 1 point in the air, 6 in the air. So I guess I would have. If I did attack with this on the previous turn, I would have actually had a lethal attack, despite what this gives me. But yeah, I mean, it's a smaller mistake than what they did with the binding. I understand they took the 2-2 away because I had 4 power of flyers here. But I think they could have raised me if they took the 8-8. I had only the 1-3, and they had a 1-1, 2-2, 2-2. I would have gone at least to 5, maybe even 4 if they attack. Yeah. Oof. Well, that was a tough one. I needed my Wrath after all. I'm happy I got the use out of it. I think I used now all of my cards. The thing that exiles cards from their top deck, from top of their deck. And let's go here. I can show what I mean. I got to use the outrageous robbery. I think a couple of times, but this final game was really important for this robbery, and the cover-up was. I mean, it was the game-winning card, because I would have lost without this otherwise. The one game where I actually needed it, I would have needed it in some other games, but once I finally drew it, it did good work. And of course I got to use Judith a couple of times at least. And the Cryptic Code many times. So yeah, this deck had some decent rares definitely and helped me win there. But I also have lost to rares. This new play booster thing might mean that rares are more permanent factor in determining the outcome of limited games. But I hope they just don't make so many bum rares for this. I mean, this is of course the first set where we have this play booster thing. So maybe the developers of the game can actually tune down the bombiness of rares, so to say. If is, of course, I haven't drafted that many times of this set. This was my 5th draft, but we'll see about 30 drafts that what's my opinion about the relevance of her rares when there are more of them available in drafts. But that was now my 2nd trophy run, and I have done quite well. 2 3-0s and 3 2-1s so far. Let's see when's gonna be my first sub 2-win result. But I will hopefully see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.